Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Below the Line, the show about how movies are made. My name is Andres Ramirez, and today I am happy to tell you that you're not stuck with me. I'm here with my co host, Mr. Zach Houston Scott, live from Vancouver. I'm still live from New York, but he's live from Vancouver. How are you, man?
Hey, not too bad, not too bad. Thanks for covering the last 2 weeks. I'm glad you were able to steer the ship forward and make it good as well as you could without me.
Well, to be fair, I try my best, but I think the fans and everybody, including me, missed you. I'm happy you're back. In the wise words of Arnold Schwarzenegger on Terminator, you are back.
I'm
Oh, even though
back.
you never said I'll be back, but you are back. It's I'm paraphrasing here, but yeah, I missed you, and I think everybody missed you. I think this is a two-show man, so it was hard to do it by myself.
Well, I think you did great. Yeah, for those who don't know, and honestly, I just want to take a moment for this episode just to pay tribute why I was away for the last few weeks. My grandmother passed away, so I was flying back to Calgary and dealing with that. So I just like to dedicate this episode in her honor. She played a big instrumental part in me essentially doing this career, just, taking me on weekends and going to movies to rent them at the local video store. And also taking me to like movies in general for whenever my birthday or special event happened. I saw a lot of Marvel movies with her. I saw a lot of movies that she probably wouldn't have been into if I didn't drag her, but no, she was just that kind of awesome person for that. And believe it or not, also got me really invested in a couple of fandoms. Like she gave me the first Dragon Ball book and also a series called Bone. So I became a big fan of
Oh.
because of her. So yeah, just wanted to say that I love you and thank you for everything. And thank you to the fans for your patience and hopefully understanding of just where I've been the last little bit.
Well, out of respect to you, I really didn't disclose it because I didn't know if you wanted that out that publicly. But yes, I guess now people know what was the last minute thing you had to do on those days. Sounds like your grandma was awesome, man. Out of
Yeah.
curiosity, what was the last movie you guys saw together? I think it would be
Ironically,
cool if,
you really want to know what it was?
yeah, I think it would be cool if you shared that story because, today I was at the film festival and I watched a 5 hour epic of Martin Scorsese. And it's interesting to hear the impact that family has on filmmakers. So, yes, why not?
Well, the last movie we saw together was ironically another Avengers movie, Endgame, which was playing in our hospital room. So I just personally thought that was really fitting that we spent that last moment together, kind of enjoying one more Marvel movie, even if she wasn't in the best health at the time. So yeah, no, that was great. It's just the two of us.
That's very fitting because that film has a very bittersweet ending with Captain Rogers going back in time and dancing with the love of his life, you know?
Yeah,
So it's a
and
good movie.
it is. And I think the last one, like where she was a little bit more conscious and understanding, was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio film from Netflix. Because we watched that
Oh,
at home.
yeah, that's a Oscar winner. His new Frankenstein is about to come out next week, I believe, in theaters.
Very different take on it, too. I'm very interested. I can't say I'm excited to see it, but I am very curious to see where it's going to go.
To be honest, I think film festivals have to be managed with a lot of expectations. Like if you read, oh yeah, this movie got a standing ovation from Sundance, Cannes, or Venice, I think you have to keep your expectations in check. I think sometimes the industry forgets the audience is not the industry, and it explains why a successful movie could be a bomb, or otherwise why a bomb in a festival could be a massive success. And I do think the trends in Hollywood are changing. Yesterday, I saw Jim Jarmus's newest film, Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, which won Venice. And while the film is very well made, I thought it was kind of like meh. It was three short films telling the stories of three separate families, but they really never concluded into anything. But I think the same could be said about Frankenstein because it received 50 minutes, but of standing ovation in Venice, but it could it really be bad or really good. So we'll figure out once it comes out.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
Jacob Elordi is a weird casting, but he's very tall, so I guess he fits the role, I guess.
He really does. All the guy stars in very weird movies in general. So, I mean, very out there, very we'll see. That Wuthering
Yeah.
Height he's starring in next year. I'm a little curious about something very Gone with the Wind,
Oh,
erotic, psychological style with Margot Robbie.
with all the people, Margot Robbie, yeah, she's a very peculiar actress, I would say.
Yeah, being with his Saltburn director again, Emerald Fennell. Fennell, that's how you say
Oh,
it.
yeah, the one that did that, the one about the girl who kidnaps a man, and that's how she became famous, right? That
Yeah,
director?
Promising Young Woman.
Yeah, yeah, that movie. Yeah, I think it's interesting. But that's a cool last movie to watch, Pinocchio, by a
Hmm.
Mexican. How ironic. You're surrounded by Mexicans.
All the time. There's nothing wrong with that too.
No, no, no. Well, I think I'm sorry for your loss, and I'm sure all of our listeners are also sorry. And let's make a kick-ass show in her honor. So, how about you? For once, you take the lead, Mr. Producer.
Sounds good. Yeah, no, just spent catching up the last little bit on movies. This week I rewatched Minority Report.
Steven
Again,
Spielberg, right?
yes. In my opinion, one of his best. I don't think that one gets talked enough about because it's such a really cool movie and idea that happens throughout it all.
Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah,
Tom Cruise. It was before War of the Worlds, right?
yeah. Well, that movie caused them to split. That's why they don't work together anymore.
Well, never say never. I'm sure Tom Cruise will eventually go back to work with him.
Yeah, we'll see. Depends on how much older they are and what he wants to do in his career.
Well, I think Tom Cruise wants to get an Oscar, but maybe that's the Iñárritu film that he's doing next.
But he is going to get an Oscar pretty soon.
That's to be dependent. If he keeps doing Mission Impossible and Top Gun, I don't think he will.
Oh no, I mean like the stunt Oscar, the honorary Oscar he was told to get.
But isn't that going to the stunt coordinators, not to the performers?
Mm, maybe not. I don't know. That's just what I read that he was getting one. That's an honorary one.
Probably, but I don't think he wants that one. He wants the best actor one or producer one.
Yeah. Well, he needs to do another big drama in order to get it. So
Well, I know he's working with Iñárritu next year, so maybe that's the way to get it.
maybe.
I mean, Iñárritu did it for Leo, so why not do it for Tom?
You know what? You're right. I don't even know what that movie's called. So
Me neither. But if it's not shot in the US, it might have 100% tariffs.
hmm. Yeah, that's a big another point of discussion this week. The tariffs are back in discussion again.
Well, I think now they're official.
Oh, they're all up in the air right now.
Have you heard what people have been saying in Vancouver regarding potential issue in terms of productions? Have you heard anything?
I mean, right now, no one's necessarily believing it just because he said that all last time and it was kept quiet. But again, you never know with these things what he's going to say next. And it's just a wait and see kind of situation since we have to wait and figure out what he's going to do next or what the whole deal is. Because as of right now, everything's filming and still business as usual.
Well, that's good. Hopefully, it remains the same. I think. I think movies have to be universal. I mean, it's crazy that MGM, also known as Amazon, owns James Bond, but they cannot shoot James Bond because then they will have tariffs. Like it's crazy that an American company like Amazon can make James Bond British because he is British. It's like I don't know. It seems like that could potentially affect creativity and affect filmmakers in many different levels. I mean, just think about something as American as Star Wars. That thing was shot in Morocco, right? Or where did they shot the first one?
In the first Star Wars?
Yeah, Tatooine. Where was Tatooine? It was not the U.S.
No, it was. Oh man. Well, I'm cheating right now and looking this
Is it
up.
Turkey or
It was
Morocco?
shot in Tunisia,
Tunisia.
Tunisia.
Because I know they couldn't get that desert looking in California, and that's where they built Tatooine.
Yeah, so Tunisia.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
Disney
North
figured
Africa.
out.
North Africa.
Yeah, I guess Disney figured out how to solve that issue by shooting in the volume.
Yeah.
No, no more Tatooine in IRL.
No, we
That's
need a
fun.
break from it. That's what the volume stage is for.
I mean, talking about Star Wars, we haven't discussed the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. But what were
Yeah.
your thoughts?
I'm cautiously optimistic about it. I mean, to me, already from the trailer and the poster, this is kind of what I wished Solo would have been, or at least building up to. Just kind of like a
Hmm.
fun offset adventure set in the Star Wars universe that's like those old film serials George Lucas wanted to say and do. Because
And
right away,
make.
and make, yeah, the poster, I mean, just look at it, screams 1940s, 1950s serial that kids used to line up and go to all the time. So, and I think it does take advantage of that budget increase that
Of
if it were
course.
another season, it probably would have still looked fine. But I don't know, they're always a little off putting, or there's a little like, I don't know, just all these Star Wars shows look good, but there's always something keeping them from feeling bigger than they actually
Authentic. Yeah.
authentic. Yeah.
Would you say it's too late for Star Wars? Because I kind of thought the trailer looked all right, but to be honest, I never watched season three. I thought the ending with Luke was kind of perfect, and then they had the Ahsoka show, and that became like Mando 2.5 or whatever.
No, no, that was the
Uh,
book of Boba Fett. That wasn't
oh yeah,
Ahsoka.
that was the Book of Boba Fett. They just blur in my head. But do you think this was out of desperation to bring Star Wars in the theatrical space, or do you think this was planned conceptually from the beginning?
I think it probably wasn't because I did read somewhere this was supposed to be the fourth season of The Mandalorian, but
It
I
has
think,
that feel.
yeah, it does. But I think they learned their lesson. They're not focusing on the Mandalorian culture that season three did, which, believe it or not, was a mistake. I think that really shot itself in the foot. It
Yeah,
returned it back to what people wanted to see, the Mandalorian and Grogu
Baby Yoda.
and Baby Yoda, yeah. And I think at the very least this is building to something that I'm excited to see, whereas with the last theatrical Star Wars film, that was building to something that I kind of lost a lot of luster, not because Last Jedi, but just because ironically
In
the
general,
Mandalorian, what part?
Star Wars kind of collapsed in itself.
Yeah, and like the Mandalorian was the most exciting thing I saw in Star Wars, and
Of
just
course.
this build into the big screen and have that adventure again does excite me. Like I will go see this day one when it comes out if I'm not playing Grand Theft Auto 6.
That's if Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out.
You don't think it's going to come out in May? I'm pretty sure it might.
Bro, I think we might have World War III and then have peace, and then, you know, a meteorite hits Earth before that game comes out. Plus, it's going to be like $200, considering the current state of gaming and prices. I mean, Game Pass just went up. You have this remake, which is Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 for the original Switch at 69. That's insane. And these are USD. I'm sure Canadian dollars is even worse.
Canadian's an even 100 right now for both games, but if you buy one of them, then it's only 55. So you're saving $10 if you buy both of them at the same time.
To be fair, they're probably going to stop manufacturing this game and then it will be worth a lot more money. You know, the ironic thing is, I was looking on Amazon and they still sell the Wii one, like for Prime members.
Jeez.
And the Wii one is like $30, I think, which is
That's
kind of hilarious.
that is
It's kind of
funny.
hilarious. Like, it is $40 for the Wii, and you get it tomorrow. And so it's sold by Amazon. So somehow Amazon has a massive stockpile of these games.
Jeez.
Are you getting it? No, probably not, right?
No, I'll probably get it. I mean, I love at least Super Mario Galaxy 2 because I'm always that was one of my favorite games growing up.
Mm.
And I already own the first Galaxy for the 3D All Stars. So, I mean, that's kind of
But
a
it's
rare.
not 4K.
No, I don't care.
It's a
Just needs
different
to
patch. 4K, baby.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Mandalorian and our game talk a little bit. What else is coming up pretty soon that is getting people talking?
Well, I'm gonna say about a couple of films I watched at the festival. I watched It Was Just a Simple Accident, which won the Compound d'Or. I think it's a good film about dictatorships and how maybe everybody is a victim under dictatorships. The people executing terrible orders and the victims themselves. However, it was not my cup of tea, but I appreciated it for what it was. I saw a really good film that I highly recommend on Netflix, which is I talked about it last week, but I'll tell you about it. It's House of Dynamite, the newest Catherine Bigelow film about nuclear uh, potential war after somebody attacks the U.S. Really good film. I watched the Jim Jarmusch film, and I also watched Richard Linklater's newest films, Blue Moon. It's starring Ethan Hawke, and if you're a cinephile, you have to see this one when it comes out either in theaters or in Netflix. Nouveau Vogue, and it's the story of how Jean-Luc Godard, yes, the French filmmaker, made Breathless, one of the most influential films of all time. So
Really?
those are some recommendations.
Okay. No, that
And
sounds
if
wonderful.
yeah, I think the newest film that has everybody talking, which I'm sure we'll talk next week because what happened to you, you didn't have a chance to watch it, is One Battle After Another One. However, I know you have not seen it, but what are you expecting from the movie? I think it's interesting that you have not seen it and everybody has. What are you expecting from the movie?
Honestly, expecting an action movie because, well, the trailer didn't really do it justice in the marketing. It felt like another Paul Thomas Anderson film that, yeah, I would have been okay with, but just nothing really caught my eyes. It was really the reviews saying this was like one of the best movies of the 21st century and like the last 25 years that really caught my eyes. And I'm like, okay, maybe I do need to check this out and get an idea about what it's looking, and I did more research on it and I'm just like, wow, okay, this is something.
Which format are you planning to see it?
Well, we don't have VistaVision up here, but I'd like to see it in 70 millimeter.
Is there a 70 mil theater in Vancouver?
Yep. There's the
The Rio?
no, not the Rio, the park it's called in Vancouver.
Then, yeah, go watch it in film. I saw it in 70 mil and it looked very good. I think if you don't have 70 mil, watch it in IMAX. It's the closest way to see it that way digitally.
Okay.
I'd be curious to hear your reaction because I do think it's interesting how, he shot it in VistaVision, just like The Brutalist, but this is the first film shown in VistaVision. but really nobody can see it that way. And I think it's interesting that as an artist, we choose something, but yet nobody can see it that way. So I don't know. It's interesting. I
No,
wish
no,
there was.
more you can
Go
say
for it.
about
Go for
it.
it.
More that
No,
you can
I
say.
wish.
Tell me.
I wish there was a way to, as you make the DCP, have that aspect ratio without manipulating the negative to be 185 or 2 3 to 5. I wish you could see it the way it was shot.
No, me too. But you know what? I'm gonna still see it in a format that's similar enough because I have seen the photos of how it looks, and yeah, it looks amazing. But at the very least, I'm seeing it in a way that I can get a good look at.
It resembles that, yeah. And I think the next biggest release is Tron, right?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty excited. For those who don't know, my fiance ended up working a couple days on it as extra, so she got to see in Vancouver how it was filmed and just get an idea about the makings of it and behind the scenes. So, yeah, we're going to be taking a look to see if she's in it. I've actually wanted to go back and rewatch all the Tron movies too, just because I am a big fan of
That's
them
like
both.
40 years worth of content.
Every 20 years they do a new Tron
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
so technology keeps advancing every decade. So,
Thanks, Mr. Cameron.
and it's got a pretty good soundtrack with Nine Inch Nails helping out, taking the baton from Daft Punk and the original score by, oh God, Wendy Carlos. And Journey actually did music for the original Tron movie.
So does that mean we have a Brooke guest appearance?
We probably will.
Okay, okay. Have you heard anything about the film? Like, what are critics saying, or the review embargo has not gone up?
It hasn't gone up yet. Probably this week. I'll have to be the one to take a closer look. But trust me, that's one movie you're definitely going to see from me that I'll be talking about and sharing my love. In fact, why don't we dedicate next episode to Tron? Because that's pretty impactful with its computer effects and everything.
Sounds good. Maybe as we talk technology, we can talk about the controversial AI actor
Yes,
next week,
I'd
because I'm
like
sure that
that.
story will develop more this week.
Not just the controversial actor, but the controversial director and the release of Sora 2. I think those are bigger discussions I'd like to bring up, with Tron being the perfect segue into it. So next week's episode is going to be big, folks. Get ready for that.
And maybe we could have Sora do the opening for us.
Goodness, no.
No, not yet. Okay, do you want to sign us off, my friend?
Absolutely. He's Andres Ramirez. You can find him at Jaro2096 on Instagram. I'm the Zach Houston on Instagram. It's nice to have you guys back again and, listen to us. Thank you for your patience the last couple weeks. And yeah, we'll follow us on below the line underscore 2025. We're on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. And yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll talk soon.
By the way, you do this so effortless. It was so hard for me to do the outro.
I did listen. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
poor guy.
Anyways, without further ado, bye bye.
Bye bye.